The latest version of the Adaptable Blotter offers a new special type of column. We already have a number of special columns in the Adaptable Blotter, such as percent bars, pie charts, custom columns, free text columns, and now we offer Sparklines. And for those who know what Sparklines are, they're essentially an array of data. So if you want to show a list of prices, or you want to show some historical data, you essentially want to show a range of values but within a single cell of your grid, then you use a Sparkline which will show all those data together with either a line or columns, showing how each of those values are related to each other. It's very simple to use. Let's look at some code. So in our dummy data here, we've added a new column called history, and this column literally just gets a random array, so it's get a random number of arrays of integers, and it puts it into an array. So that's our history column. And then in our predefined config, we have a new element called Sparkline, and Sparkline takes an array of Sparkline columns, and each Sparkline column just has two values. It has the name of the column that you want to show, so in this case it's history, as we know, and it has the initial type, which is line, but you can also do column and area, etc. So that's all you need to create your Sparkline column. And then if we go back into our grid, we can now see that. So if we open up column chooser, there's our history column. Let's stick it here. And now there we are. We can see that column as a Sparkline. If we want to, we can expand it and it will automatically fill the area, and it works equally whether you're in the light theme or the dark theme. So that's a Sparkline column. And then, like most things in the Adaptable Blotter, you're able to edit it and save it with your state. So for instance, we can change the color. So let's make it a much lighter color. Let's show a tooltip. If you want to, you can change the minimum and maximum values. If you don't, it uses the minimum and maximum in the array for each cell. You could also make it a column if you want. And there we are. If we finish, we now see it like that. And if I highlight on a cell, you can see the tooltip showing me the actual values. So they're Sparkline columns, but we can do other things as well with Sparklines. For instance, let's imagine I want to see all the values in my change column, but I don't want to see, well, I can see all them in a cell, but in there's 10,000 rows in this grid. So let's first create a filter. So let's say we want to see any trade dates which are between 28th and today. So there we are, between the 28th and today, and that reduces the result set. So let's see how many rows we have in the grid. So we've now got 41 instead of 5,000. And now if I want to see all my change for those 41 rows as a Sparkline column, I can do that. I can go in here and I can say see as Sparkline, and it shows me those values as a Sparkline column. I can change it to show it me as a column. There we are, you can see them as column. And again, you know, you can change the values if you want to, or you can see it as an area, however you want to see it. If you want to, instead of having to filter, so let's turn that filter off. Let's go back to seeing everything. Let's imagine you just want to see some. So for instance, we can just highlight a few cells here, and we can say for these cells, show me these as Sparkline. And then again, it does the same thing. You see just those as a Sparkline, and again, you can choose how to see it. So essentially, you're able to highlight any cells in the grid and say, show me as a Sparkline, either for the whole column or just for the selection you've done. And finally, let's go back to the light theme to show that it works in everything. You can create your own chart, which again, you can save and rename. So for instance, let's create a Sparkline chart. Actually, why don't we do the same one that we did earlier? So let's use the change column, and instead of saying all values, let's filter it, and let's say we want where trade date is, and let's do the same range we did before. So it is between the 26th and the 8th. So we want to see those values. There we are. Let's give it a name. Let's call it demo Sparkline for last fortnight. I can't spell. Trades. We will say visible rows only, so that's quite useful because we'll look at that in a second. So there we are, that's what we've created. Then we finish that, and if we choose to see it, again, there we are. This is the Sparkline, and again, obviously, you can choose to see it as a column or as a line, and you can set the values. And again, this is all live data. So, for instance, let's we were to turn quick filter on, and we were to go into the stars, and we were to say just show me the rows where you've got 3 stars. You can see it immediately updates and show it me. So there we are. That's Sparklines. You can either see them in a single column, you can see them as a pop-up, or you can see them as a chart. Thanks for watching. Any questions, please get in touch, and we look forward to hearing from you.